Okay, we're live. Uh, I would like to start off by saying that we will soon take over. We will have a revolution. We will soon take the power in a revolution for the Fourth International. And we'll take the capital. We'll take the capital everywhere. Wherever we're heard, it's possible for people to understand the message of the revolution and begin to follow it, begin to make it real, make it possible, make it real. It's possible for the people to do that simply by watching me and then trying to do something similar. It's not that hard. I mean, in the past, it was good enough just to write it into write the newspaper, write in the newspaper, and maybe meet some people. But in the present, these YouTube videos are important for mm, revolutionary activity. People want to know who you are on video. They want to see you on video. Here I am. You see me on video, okay? Here I am on video. I'm not wearing my. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoy my appearance. I hope you enjoy my appearance. I hope there's nothing about me that makes you think that I don't know. I hope you like how I hope I look good to you. Mm, Do I look good to you? Good to you? Uh huh. Mm. Excuse me for my singing. A lot of politicians have been singing lately, telling jokes. Can we please stick to the topic and not digress? Okay. Besides this topic of the revolution, which is of primary importance, building the Revolutionary Party, building the revolutionary faction of the Revolutionary Party. uh, uh, Obviously, we're the real leaders, but obviously, leaders who could not be real, unfortunately, leaders who could not be real, unfortunately, had to be, in my opinion, fake. Some must be fake. If nobody was fake, how would we know who was real? I mean, then wouldn't we think everybody was real? Or maybe everybody would be real, but you're not real. Damn. You know who's real? I'm real. Damn. You're not real. Damn. You know who's real? I'm real. Yeah. You know that's a real thing. Because you know it's true. Like, ready dropped a few. What did I do? I'm sorry too. I'm sorry too. I'll admit that to you because I want you to live a long, happy life. No one wants anybody to die. That's the worst thing anybody can do, really, to anybody else, to end their life. Damn. We don't want anybody to die. I don't know why sometimes in history there are wars and people take up arms and struggle for a better future for themselves and for their families. Don't you want a better future for your family? Don't you want a better future for your family? Come on, people. Let's go. Come on, people. Eyes up, yeah, beautiful women. Just do everything because I'm so I can tell program no sé. No quiero otra mujer para dañar mi matrimonio. Para mí, mi matrimonio es más importante que cualquier otra mujer. No importa qué tan linda o qué rica, linda. Mías, 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 mías. Qué bien. Estoy hablando un poco, escuchando a mí mismo después. A veces es malo, a veces es bueno. Yo pienso que es bueno, pero no lo hago mucho. Ejercicio, videos, ejercicio, videos, videos. Hablar todo el día, hacer ejercicio y hablar. Hablando. Todas las chicas lindas, mías, mías. Cuando todas, pero las mías, mías, pero muchas como todas, todas, alrededor, mías, mías. Rapero, famoso, rico, cadena, todo, pero rico. Todas las chicas, mías, mías. Mm, qué fiestas. Ahora fiestas. Y era un tiempo con un DJ conmigo, micrófono. Soy el rapero. Necesito el micrófono. Ahora lo tengo. Ahora rapeo. No empiezo. Empezaba hace antes todo. Antes que todo. Casi antes que todo. La primera cosa. La primera cosa antes que había un mundo, había yo, un perro, piando. Pues rapeando sobre el mundo, la noche, el día, todo, animales, ¿sí? Nosotros somos animales. Um, we can't allow ourselves to be turned into animals, basically. Like, we are animals, but I think we're like the conscious species of the planet. We're responsible for the future of life on this planet. If we don't act to save life on this planet, the chemical imbalance of this planet with plastic and pollution and whatever is destroying the planet, and immediate action is impossible under capitalism. There has to be a revolution against the capital, like in the Hunger Games. Uh, the capital must fall. The rebellion must win. And I'll tell you why. Because um, the revolution is so important for the people, because this is not a democracy. This is not a democracy. This is torture. I swear. You you claim to care about life, but do you? I think not. You might call this respect for life, but I would call it torture. And so, without further ado, we are coming. We are coming. We're coming to make the revolution. We're on our way. Well, honestly, I don't want to be hated for any reason. So if somebody is telling me that maybe, oh, you're white, so I hate you, but uh, please, like, isn't that racist? I know I'm white, but that's not a reason you should hate me. So I have to be honest and clear, like, for real. Like, Caucasian, I came from the Caucasian mountains. So why am I here in this land right now and not in the Caucasian mountains? Is that what you're saying? Well, I don't know, but I think that white people have to work together with every other people, including black people, brown people, Asian. I don't know, like uh, Southeast, or like Asian, Pacific, you know. All you people from everywhere, Europeans, homebred. I don't know, Francia, España, Francia, Inglaterra, Inglaterra. Damn, I would love to go to London. I'd love to go to London. Anyway, pen pal. I wish I could speak to like my pen pal from ages ago. I wish I could just like connect to anybody what I want and just form like whatever kind of partnership relationship to get to get money flowing through the door, to get the money flowing through the door. I mean, we can't be poor. We have to, I don't know, find a way to collect from this huge audience that we have. I mean, come on. Uh, I think like Zeus like had the same audience like Zeus, king of the gods, the same audience. That's the kind of audience. Biggest fucking audience. King of the gods, Zeus, really big audience. So why can't we just collect tickets and charge a lot of money? I mean, not that much money for each person. It wouldn't be that much money, but for everybody together, oh yeah. I think if everybody in the world paid on average $5, but I guess richer people would have to pay more. So richer people might pay like $5 billion. Like, what if you have $100 billion? I think it's fair for somebody with over $100 billion to give me $5 billion or even $20 billion, but $5 billion as a start to like just keep everybody relaxed. I mean, come on, what is this? Is this a just system, or is this just injustice and like cruelty, or is this a just system where people do have rights that are defended? And is it a good system where people have rights and they're defended? If it is, we have to make sure it is. We have to make sure that it stays that way. We have to be responsible for um, all that good shit happening. Because, you know, as long as I'm on restricted for over 18 mode, what the fuck, right? Now I gotta be like, holy fucking shit. God damn. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. What the fuck? Holy fucking shit. Fuck. Fucking shit. Fuck it. Fuck that shit. Fuck all that shit. Fuck all that shit. I swear to God. Fuck all that shit. Fuck it. I'm about to shut this down because I already did a lot of recording. Sorry, I couldn't do like a serious commentary on the Ukraine war. I tried to keep it real, but you know how it is. I'm not a man. I'm not a monster. I'm a man. Okay. If if this revolution happens, it's not because I made it happen. Okay. If people want a revolution, then they're gonna make a revolution. It's not because I made the revolution. Okay, so you can just relax about that and be totally cool. You can just relax now and be totally cool. You can just relax and be totally cool. Just totally hip and relax. Just totally hopping on all the facts. Making a case. I guess I win the arg. I guess I won the arg. I guess I won the arg. I won the arg. Damn. Good playing. Good playing. Okay, I'm gonna finish up on this recording. But I could do a segment on the Ukraine war, since that was the plan. I began with the revolutionary speech, and then I began to uh, rap for a while because I'm an inspired artist, I guess you might say. Excuse me. We'll have to edit that out for sure. I guess editing is an absolute necessity. Anyway, moving on. Uh, uh, maybe maybe I don't know. Wasn't that like a sound from outside, or did nobody hear that? Okay, maybe there was no sound, or I mean, there was a sound from outside, but you couldn't hear it in the recording. Okay, let's get back to work. Let's be serious. We're serious men. We have to get serious and start working. I'm not. I'm not really. No, not exactly. I'm more of a man, actually. You. He was more of a beat. The key is to be more of a man like me. That's the key. He went soft. He was no longer a man. After that, what do you expect? Can't expect anything. Nothing to expect. Nothing to expect. Nothing to do. Nothing to do. Nothing to expect. Nothing to expect. Nothing. One day I will turn it around. But in the meantime, I'm still rapping even now. So everywhere is gold, and it's all stored in the bank. So who's the richest man? You know who is me. And I'm always going to tell you that. And it's always going to be clear. And I don't have to stop telling you because that's what you always need to hear and remember. As a result of all my rapping and rhyming and whatever else I do, which in many ways is key to my success, but it's so hard to express. Anyway, my secret is that I'm not just a rapper, I'm also a poet. I spent some time as the best rapper, but rap, you gotta be on the ball. Rap, balling, balling. No time for crawling. Too slow. I'm still on my high speed flow, which ain't ever stopped. Not even by the cops. They just get blown away. How fast my words are. It's like, why don't you slow down? Your words are going like 100 miles an hour, but I don't stop. Just go. There's no way I can stop my flow, and it's got to go fast because I'm not staying back in the past. I'm like, you're all stuck in your memories, stuck in what's behind. That's how you are. Stuck in what's behind. When you should stick to the front, which is what I do. Stick to the front. Head. Headshot. Kill. Headshot. Kill. Already did, and I probably will. Headshot. Kill. Already did, and I probably will. Headshot. Kill. Already did, and I probably will. I hope you already had your fill, because this is like, I'm trying to decide if it's real. I mean, what's the deal? Like, do I decide? So I'm trying to choose a side. I'll just choose my own side. You can go along for the ride. What's wrong with choosing my own side? Okay, I'll choose my own side, and I'll just go for the ride. Hmm. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? But I know for the present does not hold much. The present holds a little. How much does the present know about the future? Very little. Sorry, but I have to make you my bitch. So sorry, you have to be my bitch. Sorry, but I have to make you my bitch. You have to be my bitch. I'm sorry, but I have to make you my bitch. Sorry, but I have to make you my bitch. I always do this. I always do this. Always do this. Okay, well, anyway, I know this is not the best video, but I know I'm the best. So, how is it possible if I'm the best? I'm making like a video that maybe is not really the best. But anyway, let me see you try to make a better one. Go ahead, put it in my reply. Put it in my reply a video that is better than mine, and I'll watch it and I'll decide. I'll try to make. I'll try to make a better video too. I don't know, but you better like this one then. If there's no reply, then you know what that tells me. You like mine better than yours. I think my video is good. your video is not ready. So you're just gonna wait till you can make a video that's as good as mine, which you're not likely to do. But for now, you'll wait. For now, you'll wait and hope. For now, you'll wait and hope, and maybe in the future, you'll see that it was always impossible. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Do I like jazz? Yes, I do, because jazz music is improvisational, as everybody knows. I'm improvisational, and that's what makes me great. Other people with their written speeches that they pass through the committee, voted on by the committee with the draft, with the second draft and the final draft, voted on by the committee, and then, well, I think that's a interesting process, but uh, honestly, we want the majority of the people to participate. So we don't want like this, like political machine from the corporation to kind of connect to our heads in a way and say like, uh, I'm the machine, I control you, you work for me. Actually, it's the other way around. I work on the machine because it's my machine. I took the machine. I have the machine. I work on the machine because it's mine. And what I make on my machine belongs to me. What I make on my machine belongs to me and not to you. So who are you? Not me. That's who. Just just somebody who's not me. That's you. But at least I'm me, so at least we have that. We have me, and so we're doing well. So now down to the business. I could always edit this, half of it is, you know, my rap career, rap, recording rap, whatever. Like if they're ever gonna pay me for my rap. Who's gonna pay me for my rap? But supposedly I have a rap career. Where am I kind of like a prisoner or forced labor, or do I really have a rap career? Maybe I need to just imagine the number, imagine the contract, imagine signing up, meeting, the boss, or maybe meeting other bosses, becoming a true boss instead of just like the boss who knows he's the boss, but like it's time to make the world recognize. It's time I make the world recognize. It's time I make the world recognize. Because I'm not just the boss. I also want to make the rest recognize. It's all right though. Uh, uh, I guess I'm here to conquer, but where's all the women to prove that I'm conquering, right? So I'm saying, where's the fucking money so I can spend it on all the fucking women and pay my fucking wife for saving my life, or is my wife worthless? My life worthless? Am I supposed to be with somebody that loves me, or that somebody that Uh, it's just getting money, or I don't know. I can't do it anymore. Like, come on, let me just relax with my wife, have a peaceful family. That's really my politics right now. Like, please leave my family alone. Please stop doing this to my family. That's my politics. Like, come on. You want the capital, you want the continent. You want me to give up the capital. You want me to give up. That's a shit. No. You want me to give everything back after I took all the power everywhere. In the capital, in all the capitals throughout the continent, everywhere. Washington, D.C., all the power. Because honestly, like, what do you want from my family? Like, really? If you want so many women to sleep with me, then pay me $20 million so I can start sleeping with all these women because I'm not going to spend the money that me and my wife need to live on other women when me and her are happy together and we love each other and we always want to be together. Then uh, other women, yes, they're really pretty. Yes, how nice would it be to live with like all these beautiful women in a big house and have lots of children? I don't know if that's even possible. I don't even know if that's possible, like in the country. I don't know, but I don't know, but I know that I'm really happy even without that with my wife. So back to what I was saying. Okay, now that those personal issues are aside, I think I like personally when I hear personal details about people's lives. It's very interesting and beautiful. Interesting and beautiful to hear about the personal lives of other people. But anyway, the United States of America is sending large amounts of large weapons in big ships to the Ukraine. They're probably taking all the ships that were giving us food, that were giving us like maybe construction materials that we needed to live and food, and taking all those ships and leaving all those materials without a supply chain and bringing weapons to the Ukraine and basically destroying the Ukraine, which is one of the most equal countries in the world, like Sweden, very equal country. After the fall of the Soviet Union, the Ukraine had many nuclear weapons from the Soviet Union, which they gave to Russia. So they didn't have any nuclear weapons after that. but before they did, and uh, for a time, Ukraine was oppressed for a long time, even recently. So uh, Ukraine continued to become independent and more powerful. So the Ukraine also deserves credit. But really, the Ukraine joining NATO, is that really worth going to war over? I mean, what if the Ukraine did not join NATO? NATO would NATO make a war on the Ukraine, or maybe that is exactly what happened. So NATO wants this powerful country like Turkey, the Ukraine. They want to take the Ukraine and arm it and make it powerful and make it fight with Russia. And so maybe the Ukraine says uh, Russia is very powerful, so we will not fight with Russia. So NATO says, well, we're planning anyway for you to fight with Russia, and this is how we're going to do it. And they tell them the plan. We'll take these guys, we'll make them the leaders, and then they'll go to war, and we'll send the weapons, and they'll bring people in with to use the weapons against uh, the Russians. But those that deal, yeah, that deal is Nazi. That's a Nazi deal. You can't kind of just force them to fight a war and like millions of people lose their homes, many people die, tens of thousands of people because of this conflict that it should just be uh, the problem is NATO, okay? NATO. A long time ago, NATO was formed, and Russia wanted to be a part of NATO. But the British, the UK, said no, you can't be a part of NATO. NATO is for the UK and the US and Europe and not Russia. And all those countries united in NATO against Russia. And Russia couldn't join and just make it NATO plus Russia all in an alliance for like security for everybody. So it was like the British that made it NATO against uh, Russia and the US. So they always fight every opportunity. You have given me the case's belly. I now must go to war. You have given me the case's belly. I must now go to war. I don't know if there's any way you can prepare yourself. Prepare for instant death will arrive day or night. The biggest fight. Anyway, No, I need to. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's keep editing this forward. Let's edit it forward. Let's go to back to the Ukraine war. So yeah, United States is an imperialist power. NATO is the imperialist alliance, and Russia is kind of like excluded from this alliance. So Russia is allied with China. China is the second most powerful after the United States. They're not part of NATO either. So China and Russia uh, fighting. Um, the people of the United States don't want to fight Russia or China because those are big countries. They have big weapons. We don't want to fight Russia or China. But uh, Russia and China are not letting us have a revolution either. So if there's a war, uh, the revolution didn't take the power because Russia and China didn't let them take the power, and then there's a war, then that's Russia's and China's own fault basically because everybody knows that they're interfering for Trump. Why don't they interfere for the fourth international revolution? Because if Russia is invading the Ukraine, they're expanding to the west. Really, they should expand into Canada, which is what a lot of Russians and even Russian generals say. They should expand into Canada, where Russia used to have colonies. In Canada, even I think maybe in the western U.S., Russia should expand its uh, borders into where Canada, the west coast of Canada, and the United States, and bring lots of Russians in and make them the ones with the money and the power. If the Russians, I mean, this is like fantasy because really it's a massacre, a bloodbath, uh, unimaginable horror, death, destruction. So really nobody could support it, but still they support it because uh, Russia is a capitalist country. What is capitalism? Capitalism is class society. It's different because we are now in the industrial or post industrial age, but we are still capitalist because of the industrial age. The cities became more populated than the countryside for the first time, and the cities were building factories to employ everybody in the city, and the city kept growing. It was doing well, supposedly, but really, the cities were growing in a way that produced slavery for the majority of the people. The majority of the people had to work too hard and they earned too little. And so uh, they were basically supposed to just follow orders. But you know, that's basically it, really. And uh, the rest of the political ideology is obviously bullshit. Um, and that's why the majority doesn't give a fuck. But uh, that's democracy, supposedly. Uh, um, yeah. Uh, 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 Americans don't really want to fight with Russia or China, but there is a ruling class and a slave class, the majority, and the ruling class figures will go to war, and the only ones that will die in the war will be from the lower class, and the upper class will just make a large profit from the war, and the lower class will do all the fighting and dying. And so that convinces them that maybe a war is a good idea after all. Maybe a war would be a good idea because they wouldn't have to die. It would be other people dying, and they would get more money. So they decide to go to war anyway, and so that's the problem with capitalism. Like, you can't have a few people at the top who benefit from other people at the bottom suffering and dying. But that's how it is. It's like, oh, uh, you're all going to rebel in the streets. You're all going to take over the Capitol with demonstrations, and then take over the palace or the White House or whatever, the house of the president, the house of the prime minister. You're going to take all the power. Uh, with your protests, and we're just gonna accept being pushed out. Actually, this is what they say. Actually, instead of letting you take over the capital with your protests, we'll make a war, and then we'll take all these people from the streets and we'll send them into the war on the other side, and the other side will kill them, and they'll send us the people that cause problems for them, and we'll kill them, and then we'll split the profits, and we'll be richer afterwards. But uh, that's how they stop the rebellion, by just going to war and then using the army. So it's so not fair. And then there's like a democracy, and it's so not fair. Like, all you are is a player. You got your woke game on. Play the woke. You're more woke than the woke. More woke than the woke. You're just a player playing the woke game. Man, ain't you ashamed? Ashamed to be playing that dumbass game? That's dumb for you, because the woke bring the revolution. You're the ruling class. Why would the ruling class? Why would the ruling class want a revolution? That's your big mistake, really. Why do you think bringing the revolution would be better for you? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Oh yeah. Um, yeah. So if we want an end to the Ukraine war, so instead of spending hundreds of billions of dollars on that faraway country and to destroy it, um, when we could be spending money to help poor people eat, live in their own apartment, like just build tons of one bedroom apartments, like millions for everybody. They should be free for everybody who's 18. I mean, they could be small, they could be part of a big building, but let it be safe and comfortable with a kitchen, a bathroom, a living room, and a bedroom. I think that would be like a great project. And then we don't have to fund the military. They keep funding the military because that's Keynes saying just fund the military. Just fund the military. It doesn't help the workers in the class war. Just fund the military, and you're not helping the workers in the class war. But actually, like the military is paying defense contractors, and they have big factories, and the factories, excuse me, the the factories hire lots of workers to build military equipment. So they're actually doing the workers a favor by giving them all that military equipment, all those machines to build military equipment, because then the workers could use that to build their own military and really defend a socialist democracy, uh, which is the dictatorship of the working class. It's a socialist democracy, social democracy. The dictatorship of the capitalist class is not democracy, but they always call it democracy. So it's like this weird illusion where it's not a democracy. Why are you saying it's a democracy? It's not a democracy. But the people want democracy. So why do you do it? I mean, look at the Republican debate, which we just witnessed. What happened in that debate? The number one thing, uh, the candidate that's expected to win is not even there. So, what is the point of the debate if at the end of the day, none of those people are going to be the one that we have to choose from between for the election? Uh, but at least in part, there was some talk about uh, Trump isn't good enough. Trump shouldn't be the candidate. Trump is someone we should try to disqualify. Maybe we can talk to the executives and come up with a plan to disqualify Trump because with all the indictments, with the uh, conflict with democracy, it's it's not even a democracy, and even still, it's even more of a conflict with just the idea that maybe it should be a democracy. That's maybe it should be a democracy, and that's the conflict. And they're saying no, no, it's got to stay the way it is. No democracy, and so then they're not a democracy, so somebody's fighting them, and they're saying, "Hey, come on, we're a democracy. You can't fight us." But then they're saying, "No, you're not really a democracy. Remember?" And they're saying, "Yeah, yeah, but come on, we're a democracy." And they keep getting fought because they think that everybody has to say, "Okay, we're not gonna let them fight you because you're a democracy and they're not a democracy." But you're not really a democracy, so you have to fight them because they're fighting you, and then we have to fight you and them because uh, 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 we want to be on the same side, but we also have to have an agreement. So I guess it's unfair if we can't have an agreement. We can't really talk. We can't really have an agreement. So we just have to maybe uh, go on with that one. So everybody has to, I guess, follow their own law. Basically, that's what I do. We have to uh, work without an agreement for the time being. So uh, I'll follow my own laws, but uh, these are like the laws of chaos. These are the laws of chaos. You can't control the world with laws. You know. Oh, okay. Uh, I guess this is the end. So, goodbye, my friend. I guess I'll have to say a few more words. Okay. The socialist revolution is coming, and I can tell you how I know. I know actually from listening on Twitter and seeing that the Revolutionary Party, which is the world party of the world revolution, the ICFI, which is the International Committee of the Fourth International. Unfortunately, that organization was kind of uh, taken over by a hostile corporate takeover, uh, which involved millions of dollars, which involved even like Saddam Hussein. The ICFI is not the leadership of the Fourth International, uh, like Trotsky, or even before Trotsky, there were communists who said that the Soviet Union is not socialist. The Soviet Union has uh, a government that fought against the democracy of the people of that country. So now that government was no longer on the same side as its people. The government was fighting its own people for a foreign or for elite interests. And uh, they shut down democracy and they made it impossible for the people to uh, build socialism. It was impossible to create socialism with that kind of government. So what they had was not socialism, because the point of socialism is to give the power over the economy to the workers, the working class. That's uh, the end of slavery, the beginning of a democratic equality between all people without any slavery, without any ruling class. But that's not what happened, because Russia was not a developed capitalist country. It did have a working class, and that working class, like the urban poor in the French and American revolutions, in Russia, the working class played a key part that made the revolution possible and made it a counter revolution impossible. And that was a conscious decision by the working class to end capitalism, to end imperialist war, and to unite the world under a responsible government that protected the people and the planet from destruction for personal gain, for private profit. Uh, so uh, uh, people believed in that during the French Revolution and during the American Revolution, even before that, in Europe and in other places, in China and India, there were revolutions in the Roman Empire. who were revolutions. There have always been uh, revolutions against slavery because it goes against what it is to be a human being. You're not supposed to be a slave. You're supposed to be free. But if there is slavery, then that goes against that. So there has to be a revolution. They have to be afraid of the revolution, and then the revolution has to take the capital. And the government has to fight. There has to be a revolutionary army and a conservative army. I mean, there doesn't necessarily have to be a lot of war, but in some cases, there has been a very long war. In some cases, there doesn't have to be any war. But uh, the length of the war is basically determined by uh, how prepared the leaders are for the eventuality that the ruling class will just openly mm, prove to the people and the working class and their party, their electoral party, they'll prove to them that they can't win and take the power through an election. They can't. They can't take the power and win through an election and then change the system. And eventually they'll prove that. But how comfortable are the leaders with that idea, with understanding and taking seriously that idea and not uh, censoring themselves and censoring something that's uh, key to the survival of the revolution? Because if the revolution doesn't know that the government wants to execute or imprison revolutionary leaders, if the revolutionary leader doesn't know that, for instance, like in Catalonia, you had the Spanish government and the Catalonian regional government, and the regional government had a referendum for independence, and the people voted in favor of independence. But the Spanish government declared that the election was illegal, and they had it anyway, and they had to fight with the Spanish police so that they could have the election. But they had the election anyway and voted for independence. And then the Spanish government arrested the leaders of Catalonia. They escaped to Belgium maybe, but they got arrested um, and went to prison for a long time, for like 20 years. But they just had an election for independence, but they didn't realize that that was a revolutionary demand, and which would break up the Spanish Empire, which defends the wealth of the capitalist class in the empire, defends the right of the imperialist countries to have empires and rob the wealth of other countries and rob the wealth of their own workers and just rob everybody for themselves. But that's not a legal system that most people can tolerate forever. So they have to make a revolution to redistribute the wealth. But before they can do that, they have to recognize the fact that the government is not just enforcing laws based on ideology. The government is enforcing the power of these ruling class people who want things a certain way, want things certain things done. So that's what gets done because that's who the government works for those capitalist elites. But for the people, it doesn't work that way. So that's what has to change because people know that there are laws like that. People need to follow those laws. So if the people at the top are not following the laws, then really it's not that the problem is with the laws. It's the problem with those people at the top that have to um, accept that the laws have to, adapt to that and say, okay, now these this is how all the criminals are acting. So we got to get those criminals. So we got to make a law. We have to make new laws to adapt to that change in criminal behavior and that's capitalism, the industrial age, industry, factories, machines, technology, science, all was the industrial age. So uh, that is what created cities and industry and um, those advances can now actually even lead to more advances, which is the advance towards running all those machines in the interests of society as a whole instead of just a small number of owners. So those machines aren't useless. Those machines aren't just for slavery. Those machines are for us as a society to give ourselves plenty of everything that we need, that we depend on. So we can't let the capitalist system hold that back anymore. We need those factories. We need those goods like pharmaceuticals, food items, baby items, old people items, everything is just all held back so we can have a war in the Ukraine, so we could just destroy. And so we have a lot of clarity now that uh, uh, it's not wrong to continue to fight for good revolutionary leadership because the revolutionary leadership we have now will end up being the leadership of the revolutionary government. So we want a very good idea of who's really on the side of the working class revolution. We have to really take a look at what people are, mm, what positions uh, we can see people in, because uh, that'll tell us right now before there is some kind of horror. There's some kind of horror like Stalinism, like fascism, like uh, any other uh, terrible dictatorship. We can't allow it. So, uh, 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 it's really important to, besides argue about what are the revolutionary positions, it's also what what is happening to the revolutionaries and what is happening to the government and the ruling class, and who is doing what to who, because uh, what is happening, like what are you doing, like what are they doing, who's doing what, like I'd like to know everything basically, and I would like as many people as possible to know everything, because I want people to be able to see that uh, a revolutionary government will be moral and will care about the people and about right principles to protect everybody from any one person becoming too powerful, any one group from being too powerful, you know, up to and including whole branches of government acting too powerful or corporations acting too powerful. Everybody has to uh, recognize that you can't act too powerful, because we're all part of a united humanity that's watching and controlling these things, because this is our life, our planet, our people. So we're watching and controlling these things. We're not going to just let it go on. We have to respond to the situation and control these things for society. It's, that's what we have to do. Okay, I have to go to sleep.